So it's our first exec meeting in September, so this one's going to be a big one. We haven't met our exec team for about
3 weeks.
Yeah, 3 weeks right now. So yeah, we're trying to hype up our first team meeting. So our first team meeting is Tuesday. So yeah, all our delegates, all our 50 delegates are going to be there.
Yeah, just get everyone hyped for the whole year. We've been working for months now. It's actually like we're actually going to see the whole team in one room, be able to talk to them and just kind of show them what we've been doing for the last couple of months, and just make sure everyone's just as excited as we are to actually like do this thing. It's a 4 months journey, 4 months grind. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, I know, super excited. Lots of planning. This meeting shouldn't be that long. Maybe like an hour.
Probably, yeah. Oh yeah, we'll usually exactly go an hour and a half.
An hour.
I like that we're all able to bounce ideas off of each other.
Well, hello there.
That's one great thing about our executive team is everyone's a leader, everyone has different dynamic ideas.
What am I talking about? Yeah.
And everyone brought something really cool to the table.
We went over the schedule. It was quite fantastic.
And it really gets you like inspired and excited for the meeting.
We came back for our first September meeting.
Yeah, that was the first exec meeting for JDC West. Happy to be part of the team. Happy working with some wonderful people.
Tuesday is our first whole team meeting, which is kind of exciting because we get to tell all the delegates all the exciting plans that we've been working on throughout the summer.
Oh, we're not really prepared for this meeting right now.
We are prepared, it's just the process. This is like pretty prepared to me, it's just not.
Yeah, we just don't have it together. Seems like we haven't invented this.
I was just gonna say, like I looked at my watch and I'm like, wow. Last year, I competed on the entrepreneurship team. It was one of the most unbelievable experiences I've ever had. 1 year in, and I'm hooked. And it's gonna be kind of tough to leave in spring. So the first task that Chris and I both had when we started this program was, what exactly do we want to do? We're gonna have 50 people on this team. Like, why should they believe in us? That we're gonna be the ones to actually make them successful. So we kind of summed it up in this paragraph. So to enhance the University of Winnipeg's business program by creating a platform where students are inspired to think critically, innovate, and challenge each other as they strive to become the next business leaders of tomorrow. Essentially what that means is every single person in this room you can learn something from. Every single one of you went through the interview, 3.5-week interview process. We went through over 80 applicants, and you were the ones that we saw, you know what? These are the ones that are actually gonna put in the work, they see the value in the program, and they just don't wanna get a piece of paper at the end of this 3-4 year degree. The biggest thing I wanna stress to everybody is throughout this entire process, you're gonna go through so many ups and so many downs, but the biggest thing to remember is just stay on the course. You have classes, you have work, you have everything else going on, and then you go, you know, like I got JDC West to think about now too, right? But you can't make it a chore. Look at everyone around you. All of you have someone to lean on. You have us to lean on. That's how we're gonna learn. That's how we're gonna be successful come January. Because come January, if we're standing here and you're just listening to what we have to say and you're just doing it mundanely, no one's gonna get anywhere. So by us challenging each other and having that platform, building that environment where we're willing to challenge each other and listen to what each other's have to say, we're just gonna grow as students, as business leaders. When you go into the workforce, you're gonna be running a show one day.
So I don't have any credentials, as you can tell. So I'm just up here making up stories. My background is in computer science, and traditionally, people in the MIS kind of field or industry are super introverted, and that's how I was. Super antisocial, didn't really talk. It wasn't until after I moved out, everything was eye-opening. I put myself out there. I started coaching basketball. I started volunteering at Big Brothers Big Sisters. I started questioning everything. Started actually drinking lots, and that yields quite a few adventures. And just started making mistakes. And that's the thing, like I was so sheltered as a child, I really was. You ask me about pop culture references from way back in the day, I'll be like, huh? I watched The Social Network. How many people have watched that movie, The Social Network? So Mark Zuckerberg. After I watched the movie, I'm like, yo, bro, I can write code. Like, man, that's all I do all day. I'm gonna do something big. And then in my head, I'm like, man, I'm gonna make the next something big Facebook. I'm gonna be the next Asian Zuckerberg, 100%, it's gonna happen. Just watch me. But I had no business sense, no sense of relationship building or anything like that. And that's what led me to the University of Winnipeg. I discovered what I wanted to do. And everything I do is with a purpose. And it kind of ties back to my own personal mantra. Help others believe they're worth more than they are. And that's my own personal mission statement. Why? Is because, you know, when I was growing up, you know, when you don't have those connections, when you don't build those connections, things get pretty lonely. You know, you start thinking things, you know, you only have your parents' kind of validation. And the thing is, even then, that's not really good enough. And so you start to kind of look at yourself and, you know, not feel as worthy. And it wasn't until you build these relationships, so it's like, man, that's, they start giving you value and they start making you realize things. But when that was kind of taught to me, where I had people that influenced that and really kind of motivated me in that sense, I was like, man, I want to do that. If you actually looked at that and said, you know what, if I help somebody else believe they're worth more than they are, what do you think that's going to yield? Just think about that. It just yields more productivity. That yields more belief. It yields more confidence. It yields so much around you. I'm in a room right now with 40-ish, 40, 50 people, 40, 50 other people right now, and I guarantee all of you guys are smarter than me in some capacity one way or another. We went through 80 applicants, and there are some people that are probably credential-wise were qualified, way more qualified, and probably should be on this team, credential-wise. But you're here today because we saw something. We asked everybody here, what's your measure of success? And you guys answered answers where it was like, man, that's dope. Like that's a check mark right there. And that means something. And we feel like, and by naturally, this right here, you guys will be doing that naturally. You know, when we take the time, when Andrew says we have your back 3 in the morning, whatever it is, how good does that feel when somebody takes the time out of their day, 3 in the morning, 2 in the morning, whatever it is, to just holler and say what up? Because at that moment in time, that person could be doing anything at all, anything, so many different things they can be doing at that exact moment. But they're talking to you. They're saying what up? You know what, at the end of the day, they're a priority. They're a priority, they matter. And the thing is, when that person if they really, really think about it, they'll be like, you know what, like this guy could be doing, this guy could be sleeping. This guy could be doing so many things, but he's prioritizing me. I must be of some sort of value. You guys are here, volunteer, like this is all volunteer. You don't have to be here. You really don't. But what does that say about you guys as students? That says a lot. It says you want to do more than the norm. You want to stick out. I don't know how many people are in the business faculty. 1,500, there's like 50 of you guys that are here. Okay? They may have not all applied, but how many of those people are just coasting just to get a piece of paper? I'm telling you right now, connections, building relationships, that's what's really going to set you guys apart.
All right, well, thanks for inviting me, you guys. Number one, GPA doesn't matter in the real world. I haven't seen that number since I graduated, so
Pretty cool.
no. Have faith during the tough times. This will probably be the toughest thing you guys ever do, but it'll be worth it in your academic career that way. The quality of competition you'll see and the peer networks, you'll honestly speak to the other schools. Like get in resolution, make contacts, make friends. I could go anywhere across Western Canada right now, and if I had to bunk somewhere, I'd have a place. That kind of sets you apart. It's all those little things, because 1,500 people graduate with a degree from here, but only 50 people a year can say they actually took their degree to the next level on JDC West and did something.
It started off real great. Everyone seemed like they basically knew each other already when half of us actually haven't met.
Hot. This room's so hot. Was it not hot in here?
It really seemed that people generally were here for the right interests.
And there's a lot of similarities between everybody. Everybody's excited to meet the team.
Oh,
What do you see
how
differently?
clutch was 13 pizzas. This guy was laughing at me because you bought 13 pizzas, almost fell off my chair.
Everyone's excited to meet new people, and everyone seems like they have the same goal. So I think we're gonna do great this year.
Like, why didn't you buy 10 and some appetizers? I was like, man, I did the math. It's calculated 3 per person. I was trying to open the door to actually get a breeze. Like, I'm sweating. Literally, what's that? That's nothing.
I will admit,
I came clutch. Thank
I
you.
will admit that Andrew came pretty clutch,
Thank you.
deciding on the amount of pizzas that
Hashtag math. It was good though. Like, I think everyone kind of. The best advice I got was from Samantha. She's like, I was like, oh, sorry that we went overtime. She's like, no, it didn't feel that long. I'm like, yes.
When we came in today, Andrew saw a stack of like 500 duotangs and all these papers and pages that we had to put together. And I'm looking at the time like we're not gonna get this done, but we find a way. And that's what it comes down to.
Oh, I agree.
We're gonna have adversity all year. Matt Waldner said it the best. You're gonna face adversity, but like we overcome it somehow. There's always gonna be a way.
So hyped now.
Honestly, it just comes down to, hunger. I'm hungry right now, that's it. That sums it up. Like after that presentation, after seeing everybody just involved, like I'm hungry.
I'm sweating because I'm hyped.